Testing, testing. You guys hear me? I don't know. Testing, testing. You guys hear me? I don't know. Oh, no wonder I didn't plug in properly. I'm dumb. Okay, let's see. Oh, no wonder I didn't plug in properly. I'm dumb. All right. Okay. Today's probably gonna be a short stream because all I'm doing is just finishing, adding some finishing touches to chapter 5. And by doing so, it's probably gonna be done in under an hour. All right, let's just begin. One couple more adjustments. Okay, there we go. We're just gonna we're gonna probably reread this just for since I'm the one editing as well. So yeah. Okay. Chapter 5. First party members. It was nearing noon in Seoul, South Korea, where a press conference was currently being held by the Raid Alliance, sharing all sorts of information on the Blue Tower's 50th floor to the public. Uh, Hundreds of reporters from all over the world asking either specific ascendants or throwing out general questions. What differentiates this floor from the others in the Blue Tower? In the middle of the table, Lee Young-hyuk stands up slowly before giving his answer. As previously stated, the Blue Tower's 50th floor is a vast ocean populated by a large number of aquatic creatures. Can you give us a brief summary for some of these creatures? I can answer this one. As Lee Young-hyuk was about to answer, he was interrupted by Evan Rogers, who was willing to answer in his stead. Lee Young-hyuk nods and sits back down as Evan answers the reporter's question. The majority of the animals we encounter have been fish ranging from all sizes and species, many of them having armored scales and solid bony heads. Many creatures, including sea serpents and krakens, which will be more specified. Which will be more set. What the heck did hold on, let me yep, this is why we reread written which will be written in detail. Not derail, got it. Detail. In the upcoming report of the venture. Has there been any discovery of new tower residents? While the majority of life in the tower can be considered wild animals or monsters, there are also populations of intelligent and sentient beings that live alongside such creatures. They were known as tower residents, ranging from elves, dwarves, orcs, goblins, and many more that may or may not exist, either on undiscovered floors or unmapped terrain. Many residents, whether as individuals or as groups, have established connections with guilds, becoming guides, trading goods, and working or fighting together. We did not encounter any new residents in the Blue Tower. The tower residents we had with us were the merfolks from the lower floors who were helping us as guides, and they were just as clueless. This time it was Jenna Max who answered. As a blacksmith, Jenna spent a good amount of time interacting with various tower residents. It is common practice for production class ascendants to learn and interact with both environment and people, discovering new materials and learning new knowledge. She was the main connection in the alliance to the merfolks in the Blue Tower. The reporter continues with another question. Speaking of which, what new materials or treasures have you obtained? The scales and skins of the previously mentioned fish and serpents be can potentially be for light. Yeah, let me reword that. Have some Potential. Some potential uses. But it's still too early for any item to be produced yet. My guild is currently experimenting with some of the materials. As for treasures, I have no comment. The questions continue as they were answered. Reporters asked about specifics, and ascendants would answer to the best of their abilities. Soon, a familiar reporter asked a familiar question. Mr. Liu Hyuk, I can never. I wrote this name, but I cannot pronounce it properly. Jesus. The Young Hyuk. I have asked this question yesterday, but you were unable to answer previously. But do you mind answering the question of why would you? I know. Previously. To save it for this prescription. But do you mind answering the question of why would you go through the trouble of assembling such an alliance in the first place? Once again, the question is asked. Lee Young Hyuk had previously dodged the question and promised then to give an answer during the press dodged the question and promised to give an answer during this press conference. The reporters eagerly waited to see what Lee Young Hyuk would do. Would he simply dodge a question like before? Will another send an answer instead? Or will he give an answer himself? Lee Young Hyuk, Lee Young Hyuk, stoic as ever, simply stands up before giving his reason for such an alliance. The reason all of us were able to form such an alliance is because we owe it to one person. One person. That was what united all these great people. The reason was the reason is so simple and yet the reason was so simple and yet surprisingly complex. How great was this person who was able to make such an impact on these people's lives? Can you elaborate on your answer? For the reporters, all other ascendants began to stand up slowly one by one. Seems like all of them will give their own reason. Evan Rogers goes first. He's the reason me and my wife are still here today. His answer is followed by Jenna. He helped me create my first item. Next came Stephen Chan. He's one of the men I respect the most. After him was Anna Silva. Excuse me. Um, he helped me perfect my fighting style. Sung Young Kyun, who has been quiet the entire time, shared her answer. He's my first companion. Reporters were scrambling. Reporters were scrambling, noting down possible catchy headlines. Evan Rogers' wingman, Jenna Max's benefactor, a martial arts genius, and now Sung Young Kyun's first love. What more can one person do? One by one, the ascendants shared their answers before sitting. All of them were a mix of love, respect, and praise of him. Finally, it was once again just Lee Young-hyo, the man who was given the answer first. Now, it was his turn to answer. That person taught me how to be a leader. The reporters who already had catchy headlines just got an even bigger one. Korea's number one ascendant, arguably the world's, just gave the biggest praise. This man was someone who Lee Young-hyuk considered better than himself. Simply put, this man was what united today's top ascendants and the sole reason for this alliance. One can only imagine how powerful this man is. May I inquire who this man is? Yeah, let me change this part because it's just repeating, repeating stuff. What he has accomplished. previously. May I inquire who this man is? Apologies, but I cannot provide information as I want to respect his privacies and wishes. However, all of us believe he will return to us he will someday return to us. Unfortunately, Lee Young Hyuk nor the rest of the alliance will wait, I think I wrote this wrong. Will budge on it. Yeah, let me just remove this. Privacies and wishes. As we all want to respect his privacy and wishes. Hmm. Hold on, I need you to elaborate on this more. They're just simply returning to us. He has already done a great deal for us. All we would like for him to rest as we take up his mantle. You know, just instead of great deal, so much for us. So much for us. So we would like him to take for him to rest as we take up his mantle. Unfortunately, Lee Young Hyuk nor the rest of the lines will budge on identifying this mysterious ascendant. The reporter has no choice but to accept this regretfully. I see. Thank you for all the answers. After the reporter sat down, the rest were busy writing down what they had just heard. Everything that has been said about this mysterious ascendant, every answer, every detail, all of it about one man no one knew existed. Before long, a spokesperson walks up in front of the crowd. That will conclude today's conference. Everything about the Blue Tower's 50th floor will be written in detail in the upcoming reports through the TAA. Thank you for coming. Yeah, I'm just gonna say the association. Association. The association. Thank you for coming. And like that, that sentence slowly stood up and began to leave the conference room. Actually, no, leave the stage. Many have also stood up and were getting ready to leave. Many were still seated. There were also many still seated reporters who have already begun to phone their offices with their rough drafts to be examined, edited, and polished. Afterwards, many articles were published about the Blue Tower's 50th floor, along with the official report from the yeah, it's Tower Ascent. The Tower Ascent Association. While, the, while these articles did gain traction, what really caught the public's eye was the mysterious ascendant who is the sole reason for this worldwide alliance. Back in the tower, Sinjin has just met a familiar yet strange rodent, a capybara wearing a cloak and armed with a sword. The creature was not alone either, as another creature resides on top of its head, an orange slime. Nice to meet you, I am Borobo. Borobo? No, Borobo. Borobo? Just Borobo. Just Boro? Yes, Bo. Ah, it's very dialect then. Yes, I am Shinjuwu. Shinjuwubo. Capybara circles around him, observing him. Boro quickly moves on and starts examining the other critters as well. After sensing no harm from him, the animals relaxed a bit. Interesting, inter- interesting critters you tamed, Bo. I don't think I tamed them. As if to retract the answer, the Triton axolotl began circling him and rubbing against his legs. You may not believe it, but they seem to think differently, Bo. Earl smiles a little while laughing gently. He clearly has a better understanding of the animal's feelings than Junru. A display pops up in front of him. Seeing what it was about could only make him scoff in disbelief. He could not be any more wrong. Tame beast. Yes. No. Yes. Taming in progress. The creatures around him begin to glow before dissipating into glints of light. The display updates with new information. Taming complete. Tame number of beasts. 2. Skill level increase. Support proficiency skill. Taming level 1 to level 3. Plus 10 experience points. Now it was official. Jun could only look up in disbelief before kneeling down to pet his new companions. To pet his two companions. Displays pop up for both of them, revealing what they are. Hercules tricorn juvenile. Description: fast and powerful beasts that roam the forests and plains. Although independent, tricorns can also be seen living with Draco ants, protecting their brood and nest, while their brood help raise their young and provide food in return. Level 10. Stats. Vitality, blah blah blah. It's gonna be boring to read aloud. But yeah, just insane stats for level 10 in general. Insane. The tricorn was already so much stronger than him and is only a child. Turning to his attention to the axolotl, he could only be more surprised. Draco ant larvae. Description: small and tenacious, Draco ants live in vast numbers, working together to forage for food and protect each other. Many have physical capabilities, while special individuals inheriting magical. Many have physical capabilities, while special individuals inherit magical abilities as well. Level 7. Stats, blah blah blah, good magic stats, blah. Also insane. It has such magic power and is still a baby? What an insane blessing that Junwoo was able to tame such powerful companions. Two monsters with insane potential. Junwoo could already picture them rivaling the summons of Korea's number one summoner, Lee Young-hyo, when they grow older. When they grow older. Forget just surviving, he might just begin thriving. Wait, no, that's a red flag. Becoming overconfident is the cause of many failures. Even Lee Young-hyo himself has said that no matter how powerful he was, he is always cautious to avoid inevitable surprises and failures. If Korea's best ascendant is that vigilant, then everyone else will only look careless by comparison. To think that he just met him yesterday as well. Quickly letting go of ideas of grandeur, Junwoo turns his attention back to Boro, who is now with the Dino Mantis family. He's currently in the arms of one of the juveniles. Junwoo quickly walks over to talk to him. Hey Boro, you're not from this floor, are you? A simple and yet obvious question, but still one that needs to be said. Boro just looks too different to be on this floor naturally. A normal looking capybara, albeit covered in adventuring gear, shares virtually no traits with the animals he's seen so far. Yes, that is correct, Bo. Then does that mean that you can help me go to the lower floors by chance? Boro thought for a moment before he gave his answer. I can help you, but judging by your appearance, you seem to not be from here or any floors I've been to so far. Ah, that is because I am from outside the tower. Junwoo continues to explain. I am an ascendant. I see. And you wish to leave the tower, I presume, Bo. Yes. Hmm. That explains why I haven't seen your kind before, Bo. Leaping out of the Dynamantis' arms, Junwoo lands in front of Jun. Boro lands in front of Junwoo. Alright, I'll take you to the lowest floor. Junwoo felt a sense of relief. He now has a guide who can get him out of here. Already packed and ready to go, Junwoo, Boro, and their companions begin to leave for the lower floors. Before leaving, Junwoo and his two companions say their final goodbyes to the Dynamantis family, getting a bear hug from each member. As he's saying goodbye, he appraises the family to learn of their identity. There is Xenomantis. Description. Their Xenomantis either live solitary lives or in pairs for life. Using their claws, they can defend themselves or use them for foraging leaves and fruits from trees. Receiving the last bear hug from the male, there's. Excuse me? Seeing the last bear hug from the male, there's Xenomantis. And they leave quickly. Now that his cart is a backpack, is able to freely walk and observe as Boro takes charge of finding the route to the lower floor. As they're continuing the journey, Junu finds more and more bizarre creatures, such as a giant sauropod with features of a stick bug, but instead of resembling a tree branch, it resembles an entire tree itself. They also found a stegosaurus scorpion with four stingers at the end of its big inflexible tail. For sores. Description: Forsaurs disguised as woodland as they slowly move across foliage. Forsaurs let out a special pheromone that is only detectable by its kin to avoid accidents. Dego Scorpion. Scorpions defend themselves with their stinger tail, injecting painful venom to deter any predators. Let's take a moment to rest. Carl found a good spot to camp for the time being. Junwoo puts his J.O.A.T pack down and sat down with his tired legs splayed out. Draco and Draco larvae lay down beside him before nudging for food. Junwoo's stomach also agrees. Uh, stomach, his stomach agreeing with them. Right, you guys are hungry as well. Junwoo looks into the J.O.A.T pack storage, taking out the remaining kimbaps for them to eat. Boro, also curious, walks over as well. Would you like some as well, Boro? Don't mind if I do. Boro hands one entire roll of kimbap to Boro, to which he takes some out, to which he takes a bite out of. To his delight, takes another. Begins begins to nibble on the delicious kimbap before breaking off a portion to feed his pet orange slime on his head. The orange slime slowly reaches out and slowly dissolves the kimbap in its body. Slime jiggles with happiness. Junwoo couldn't help but be proud of his cooking. Eating different, no, even different species find it absolutely delicious. You love it as well, Hong Shiwa? Oh, back. Look at that. I forgot it. Punctuation. Jesus. Hongshi? That's what I named it. Look at Hongshi react to his name jiggling. Look at Hongshi react to his name jiggling with excitement. Ooh, that's probably so. Ooh, looks at Hongxi. The orange slime jiggles with excitement. Look at it again. It really does look like a persimmon. Enjoying the gun pop, Junwoo now craves something to drink. Ah, of course, the lemon chong. Somehow he almost forgot, even when he used it to make his improvised pepper spray. Taking out his taking out his jewel pack, there is still plenty of lemon syrup left. The lemon syrup left. Although traditionally served as a hot tea, he decided to just have it as a cold drink. Would it be technically lemonade at this point? It's a warm day anyways, he justifies to himself. Taking out water in cups, he begins to make some refreshing cold lemon tea or lemonade. Who's gonna make it cold lemonade? What are you making, Ball? Well, it should be hot lemon tea, but today we'll have it as lemonade. Would you like it a cup as well? I'll love some. Well, we got both. I guess everyone wants a cup. I'm no, I'm not gonna repeat that to save you guys from it. And so Junwoo begins mixing tablespoons of lemon chung and water, making lemonade. The refreshing taste of the sweetness of the syrup. There we go. That's what makes it better. The refreshing taste, along with the sweetness of the syrup, plus the sourness of the lemon, make it. No, hold on. The sweetness of the syrup plus the sourness of the lemons make it per make a make a perfect refreshing combo. Sweet and refreshing, Bill. The other guys seem to enjoy the lemonade as well, drinking from the bowl set out for them. Char- the tricorn lets out a deep, satisfied growl, while the Draco larvae sickles in joy, and the slime Hongshi jiggled in excitement. After the meal, picks up the dirty dishes and sorts them back. Fill pack, getting ready to leave. Boro waits patiently, keep an eye out for possible danger. Once done, the group begins trekking for another hour through forests and plains before reaching their destination. A floating crystal on top of a stone structure. In an area filled with nature, this structure stuck out like a sore thumb. A teleport crystal? Or a teleport crystal. You know what this is, Paul? Well, sort of, but I've never seen one in person. According to many sources, a teleport crystal versus and what he learned from his friends. A teleport crystal is the only way that allows ascendants and others to traverse between floors. While there are many teleport crystals in each floor, there is only one that allows ascendants to traverse up the tower, indicated by a different color, red, while every other crystal is blue. Oro walks up to the blue teleport crystal, placing his paw on the structure while hmm, you know what? Hold on, I forgot this part. Once conquered, the red crystal will turn blue. for the victorious descendants, allowing them to continue climbing the tower. Goro walks up to the blue teleport crystal, placing his paw on the structure while placing his other paw firmly on Hongshi. Hold on to me, Bo. Okay. Following his example, Junmu urges his two companions to come closer, wrapping one arm around the both of them before placing his free hand onto Boro's shoulders. Okay, ready. Here we go, Bo. Boro then activates the teleport crystal, enveloping them in blue light. The blinding light causes Junmu to close his eyes in reflex. We're here, Bo. Hearing Boro's voice, Junmu opens his eyes and sees something amazing. Dozens of buildings straight out of Western fantasy. Dozens of people, animals, and clothing. Actually, dozens of animals. Dozens of animals and clothing walking around and round and about. Rabbits, foxes, squirrels, all sorts of critters he recognized. The townsfolk were busy with their everyday lives, going to work, going to the market, watching their children, and much, much more. A beautiful day in this beautiful town. Welcome to let's see. Will be a good start. What would be a good town name is a question. Yeah, let's look up. Hmm, the hmm, dang, I can't think of what would be good. What would be good? Hmm. What would be a good name? Is question. Hmm. Let's say welcome to. Dang, I cannot think of a good name. What would be a good starting town name? Is the question. Hmm. What would be a good name? What would be a good name? What would be a good name? Uh, damn it! I just keep thinking it's going to. I mean, let's go. My brain is just like locked into Lord of the Ring names and Lord of the Ring names. Skyrim is all just like medieval fantasy names right now. It's not working. Thing 10. Something 10. What would be it? Yeah. Rab- Rabbiton? No, that's just Critterton? Critterton. Actually, that might actually work. Critterton. That actually sounds like an actual pretty good name. Welcome to Critterton. And honestly, that ends it right there. All right. Quicker stream than I expected, but I'm happy about it. We went through fixing here and there. Well, there's probably going to be more fixes, but who knows? But I think that's a good place to stop it. Finally finished chapter 5. And then we're going to have to start on chapter. And the thing that's going to suck is starting chapter 6 fresh and anew. Although I do kind of have an, although at least I do have a direction for it. But it's just a matter of setting a schedule for it. Because, I don't have a schedule at all. Because I just kind of just stream whenever I feel like it. But for now, at least I finished chapter 5. Well, not. It, uh, what am I saying? I'm just blabbering. Anyways, I'm probably just gonna end it there. Just today's just a short stream just to finish up chapter 5. But thank you for watching. Thank you for staying. And if you want, well, there's really nobody watching, but But if you guys do watch the VOD, please, thank you. Please subscribe. Please like, subscribe. Follow me on Twitch. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Both are Rocky Tales production. But yeah, thank you for, thank you if you come across this, please, please support me. Please support this. This will be. Goddamn, I am such a bad pitcher. I cannot pitch for crap. you will. You can find the rest of my chapters, one prologue to chapter 5 here on royalroad.com after this stream. So once the stream ends, this will be published on my Royal Road page. Rocky Tales production still. Hitting the last jolt. And if you guys want to read it, and please support it. Please follow on there too. But anyways, that's all for that's all for today. Thank you. And please support it. Please follow on there too. But anyways, that's all for today. Thank you.